Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Total Party Chaos, Arc 3, Veiled Pursuits. My name is Billy Visna, and I am the Keeper of Chaos. And on tonight's episode, I am joined by a lovely cast of amazing people. We will go down the list, everybody talking about themselves for a second. We'll start with On, JC, Haley, and Nat. Go for it. She sent me so many things that made me contemplate my life after the stream. Just want everyone to know that at home. I was very scared. So scared.
On Wednesdays. You guys' time. I'm on a complete other time schedule. I don't know if you could tell, but I have a flawless American accent. Yeah. Off to you, Nat. Love you.
It is flawless, I have to say. And the fact that you practiced Southern for so long and mastered it, it's just perfect. I am Natalie New, also known as New to You on TikTok. I love streaming with these beautiful people, and I am playing Doll, which is kind of just like an amalgamation of body parts, and she's really tall and kind of rotty at the same time. Not like a Rottweiler, but disintegrating.
Rottweiler
anyways,
energy.
What's that?
Rottweiler energy, but more golden retriever energy, actually.
Yeah, more golden retriever energy.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, though. We're excited to kick things off. Back to you, Billy.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you, everybody. Alrighty. Well, before we get into all of the great messages of this episode, we didn't talk about it at all, as we have done consistently for 4 episodes. Who is doing the recap tonight of what happened? Look at you go. It's all yours.
The note taker will do the reading.
We appreciate
Other
you.
people are taking notes. I want to tell other people are taking notes too. Okay, so I have 2 sections of notes. One is battle specific and the other one is story specific. So battle, we have so much damage on Foxmoth. Dante tried to let Foxmoth kill the last guy, but she died again. Dante roundhouse kicked the last guy out of the cart. They got away barely. I'm sorry about this next note. It literally says "fuck Billy and his ego."
What the fuck?
It also has in parentheses Billy's address.
Don't worry.
I don't even remember writing it.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, chat. I did just
anyway,
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Moving on. Ash was poisoned, but Doll healed her.
Aww.
And then story-wise, there were 2 really interesting things that happened. So most of the time we were figuring out fighting and getting away. But the last little bit, there was a little bit of story with starting with Ash. Ash was writing in their book, and there were some weird stuff going on in the book. Some writings apparently from her mother. One of them was shape up or ship out. The smoke spires don't run from fights. The other one was a pretty big moment. Dante and Foxmoth have come to an agreement. They will keep each other alive, but it is up to Foxmoth to decide when their time is up. So we'll see how it goes. They shook hands on it, and everything seems fine for now. And then we were bestowed with nightmares from Dante and Foxmoth. I won't go too into the dreams. If you want to know more about them, go check out the last episode. So kind of a TLDR for Dante. He was kind of sent to quickly kill somebody when he was a very young boy, about 12, 14 years old. The person did not die quickly, but he lied to his mother saying, yep, the kill, fantastic, went quickly, great job. And his biggest fear is losing Ash. The next one is Foxmoth. Was in middle of a battlefield of some kind, with holding somebody whose throat was slit. She placed the body on by a tree and then went on a murderous rampage. And their fear is failed revenge. So we ended on a really, really high note. Not depressing at all. And that's it.
Absolutely perfect. Really quickly, everybody give me just one moment. We're just gonna switch over to fix our volume really fast. Everybody keep doing your thing. You're great. Love you. 2 seconds. Alright, everybody, apologize. That's on me. We didn't have a lot of time to do sound check last time.
Even though we were all here an hour before live.
Oh, okay. Well, listen.
Outta.
Everybody was late. That was like super early. It was wild. Crazy. Great DM.
It's so true. We were all like real late.
It's super late. It's super crazy.
Yeah.
I would never expect it. But
yeah,
before
I thought we might start this stream off a nice positive note where I could throw last stream behind me and just have a smile on my face, but it turns out Billy's brought the toot again.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm feeling great.
I brought it out. That's on me. Because of this really weird note that I had.
I felt great. I don't know where you guys felt last session,
I
was
feeling
like,
great.
damn, this was my session. And then we came into this one, and I'm like, we're getting there. It's fine. But last session, I felt on point. So that's all I'm saying. I did get to rock the shit out of... Okay, anyway. So, at this point, I'm very happy. I'm a real happy DM. But...
I'll make you not.
Good. Fucking try me. This is episode 6. of Arc 3. And before we dive right in, we would like to thank our sponsor for tonight. And thankfully, for the first time in a long time, I have some cool stuff to show off for the first time.
Whoa.
For our
Ooh.
awesome sponsor tonight, I don't know if you've been on YouTube and you've been on the Facebooks and you've been on all of those different social medias, whatever you're on. Not X, because that's weird. I mean, we're there, but like we don't want to be there. But there is a fantastic clothing company that sponsored Tales of Initiative, and the cool thing is anytime you use Tales, when you go to checkout for intotheam.com, use the code word Tales, you will save yourself 10% off on fucking dope-ass merch like the thing they have in front of me right now. Oh, no, please tune in. Why? Ah, there we go. Look at that beautiful design that's not showing up very well. That's fine. We're cool. It's good. Go to the website. Fuck it. Go to the website and absolutely save yourself some money on some fantastic merch. They do rock some really cool Cosmo themed awesome merchandise, and then they also have some really cool fantasy themed. If you like Tokyo themed, they have like stuff that is very themed towards Tokyo. They also have like a ton of extra stuff. They have so many different themes on their website, I can't even explain it. But the cool thing is if you use Tales, you do save yourself 10% off, and it does help support the show. We do get to do a lot of cool things because you guys go buy you buy one shirt, you keep a fourth show running, and that's on you. You did that, not us. So we really appreciate you for that. Besides all those fantastic things, we do want to thank Into the AM for sponsoring the show. We do love you, and we do really appreciate that you do put all the trust in making this great thing happen. We appreciate it. Thank you for letting me kill my friends. Cool. Before we jump into the final part,
if that's what you do with your friends, I want to know what you do to your enemies.
My enemies don't show up, and that's rough. But my friends, they're here, and they die. With all that said, and all of that out of the way, grab your smut books. Fight for your forests! This is another episode of Total Party Chaos Arc 3 Veiled Pursuits. Transition motherfucker meme.
Chaos!
Hell yeah.
Billy, you're really selling yourself.
Thank you.
That's the first thing they hear. Billy,
It's a great transition. Try my best. All right.
I'm just calling it like I see it.
That info that I really want to use might just go to Billy instead.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Alrighty. So let's get back to where we left off. All of you were fleeing. I think you're fleeing the fight. Sorry.
Yeah.
We have successfly fled the fight.
Y'all fled.
Yeah.
Y'all ran
Gone.
like tails between your legs.
We'll
just
never
fucking
see them
hit
again.
As
Ever.
Tails
I'll
between
just
our
say,
legs.
you
Okay,
guys-
Billy.
I'm sorry. I'm antagonistic. All of you, you did make your way out of the fight. You survived. As you guys fled, you did kind of heal up your party before you guys like completely split from the rest of the party. The Spectre Spirits caravan made its way north, and you guys were heading to your next destination. The rest of you were healing up and kind of taking count of everything that was going on. Argyle is alive and unfortunately okay, for some of you, as he is guiding his massive bullfrog towards the next destination. The rest of you are inside the cart, keeping yourselves alive and just talking over the crazy things that have happened.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 50% of what you're saying is cutting out.
My favorite part was
I've sent you so many pings, but I mean, there's only so much I can do. I just need to call you out now.
Good point.
my
That's
favorite
fine.
part was you cut.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm going to call it straight out right now. Dustin would not have great tech. You hear me, Bengalia, you little sons of bitches. But, including...
I'm eating a Kit Kat.
Matt does tech for.
Matt, you're great at tech, Matt. We love you to death, and that's for you. But...
Only for Matt.
Other than that, let's get into it. You guys are taking... right up off of basically taking this fight and running from it, being into the caravan and kind of like healing your wounds up and heading to the next location. You guys were passing the giant at this point and kind of just reeling everything in. You guys are back inside of the caravan as Argyle is driving the caravan towards your next destination, or at least down the pathway.
Mhm.
You
And
guys
we
are all
had
together. What do you want to do?
slept, I believe. We
Long
had
rest.
taken the rest.
Did
Also,
we get a rest?
I do have
The
to
rest of long.
very much clarify, if you guys want to make camp at any point, the caravan will, like, if you talk to Argyle, he will
Right,
set it down for camp.
That's what we wanted to do.
Yeah. We want to wait. We'll wait until like.
Let's wait a couple hours until we're like out of.
No, let's celebrate with the enemies that we made.
We're stopping right now. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's probably nobody.
Okay.
You're safe.
It's fine.
I don't trust you, Billy. I don't trust you.
Yeah. Let's get this rest done first.
Yeah,
And then
Foxmouth
we'll
is,
ask him to
is
stop
still
tomorrow night, maybe.
Yeah,
is
like
still asleep.
a couple people are near death. We'll let it be.
Thank you.
It's true, including Argyle.
Oh, there's
Oh,
an echo
yeah.
again.
There's the
Thanks,
echo.
Billy.
Yeah.
Who is like shockingly hot.
Oh God!
discovered-
We're gonna go back. We're just in a
Surprisingly
circle.
handsome.
Did we
We're
remember
just
this?
we're riffing while Billy figures out what's going on.
Oh, should we
Yeah, I
roll for
know.
hotness?
We
Ooh,
rolled
I'll roll for
for
hotness.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. That was an 18.
Oh.
Our faces have
Is
gone
that
from
okay? Is this for how hot you find him or how hot you are?
He,
What do we do?
he
How
is.
hot he
Oh.
is.
Okay,
What was it?
He's an 18.
Oh, wow.
Billy got rid of us.
that's like a
But yeah,
straight
Billy
9 out of
got rid
10.
of us. I wonder if they can hear us.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I was
yeah. They
wondering.
can probably hear us. We're in hell. Hello.
They can
We're
do
in
it.
purgatory.
Yeah, no, they can hear us.
Anyone hear us?
Ooh,
Yeah.
we're stuck in the
Woo,
place.
We're back. We're back.
Billy's gonna kill us.
Holla.
Oh.
Now it's your turn to speak.
Is there an echo?
Okay, but now Billy must speak.
I don't think so.
Hey,
Yeah, Billy.
what are we doing? What's up?
Yes!
We're going to
We're here.
bed.
We figured
It's
it
the most
out.
eventful going to
All right. It took us 30
You
minutes,
figured
but
it
we're
out.
here.
bed.
Yeah.
Almost on the
Thanks for
dot.
hanging out with us, guys.
Yelp.
All right, took so
Love
long.
you all.
Yeah. You're
Meh.
troopers. One person left. That's okay.
Did anything happen over the long rest?
No, I'd say time just went by. You guys were... You left Argyle in charge of your route. He
Mhm.
did... You don't know exactly where he took the route, but he was going...
I'm sitting on the roof and watching, but I don't know where we are or where we're going.
Easy. Can you... Pass some perception. What's your passive perception?
11.
You look like ahead and kind of off in the distance, the way you're heading, there is like a plume of like billowy smoke kind of coming up from like a little bit off where you guys are heading though. But nothing near. Like you don't see anything nearby that is like locational or identifiable.
Cool. That's easy.
Are all of us starting to like kind of wake up? Where are we at time wise? Like long rest.
If
Yeah.
anything, Foxmouth will be the last one to wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't wake you.
Where, Billy, I know this might be a silly question, but you've only got one headphone in, yes?
Yes.
Where is the other one?
down below everything. I know.
Can you put it in your pants, in your pocket, under
We
your
already
shirt?
know.
Your ass.
We're gonna go. Give me a second. It's fine.
If it doesn't work, we can just get over it.
You damn right.
It's
Damn right.
it's a low DC.
Okay. Picking back up where we left off. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If it is a problem, please let me know. I am gonna boost it really quickly. Hello. Hopefully y'all can hear me a little bit better. I can see it. Hopefully it's a little bit better.
Okay.
Seems fine to me.
Yeah, no echo.
Cool. Perfect. Apologies. So, picking up for where we last left off, I do need to know, Dante and Foxmoth, did you guys go to sleep? That was the
Yeah,
question
I assume that's why I'm having my dreams.
Cool. Again, from the last session, I would like you to repeat it one more time. So we'll start with.
Oh,
We will start
I
with.
did sorry.
That's okay.
Does that count?
Nah,
you just
we're
want to
gonna-
make
we're
us
gonna do
feel
one.
bad.
Yeah, Foxmoth. We'll start with you first. Foxmoth,
Ooh.
as you're going to sleep, what is your nightmare? And you don't have to describe everything like giving away wise, but like, what do you think your general atmosphere of your nightmare would be?
Yeah, so the general atmosphere of the nightmare would be probably like an overarching feeling of despair. Clearly, like from an outside perspective, clearly Foxmouth has lost somebody. Who they are, we don't know. What's going on, we don't know. But clearly Foxmouth has lost somebody in some sort of battle, and they are not taking it well.
Easy. Foxmoth, you, without getting too far into it, you are twisting and turning in your sleep as like you are just like you're sweating, like beads of sweat are just pouring off your face as you are reliving the moment that kind of defined you. The moment that you didn't think would define you, but something that you've revisited time and time again and was very personal to you. The rest of you can all see as Foxmoth is kind of turning and like just sweating and kind of just like not in the right headspace. Without getting too far into it. Dante, I want the same description. What is like the general vibe of you right now going through the moment you described in the last stream?
I think that the overarching feeling is at first terror, and towards the end of it, as things begin to mellow out of coming to terms of what he did and what he is, disgust is what it ebbs into, and this kind of the knowledge of how he treated it and how he talked to his family afterwards splits Dante and how he feels both towards other people and then himself as almost two different personalities.
We'll say a little bit of time goes by between the group of you. Ash, you're sitting above and watching the caravan as it goes. It's probably a couple hours. I will say for Dante and Foxmoth, you both kind of I will give you the rest. As you are getting that rest, at the end of it, you do both kind of like jut awake. Foxmoth, you like jut awake, and reality hasn't really set in yet, and you think maybe that the whole scenario you dreamed was just a dream. Reality hasn't really set in for you yet. For Dante,
Oh, sorry.
Nope.
I'll wait till after the descriptions.
Dante, for you, as you wake up, you look like you sit up immediately, look around, and Ash is nowhere in sight, and you don't have the immediate memory of where Ash was.
I assume I'm just, because of how we talked about it, I get up before Fox jets awake, so I will get out of the bed and I think I'm going to start just no sound really besides just the sound of my boots impacting on the wooden floor. I'm just going to very, very purposefully, very, very quickly look for her, starting with the people who are here, seeing that she's not among them. There's a bed. It's empty. Moving over to the bar. Okay, I can't fit through. It looks like it's too small for her to fit through. Go over here. She's not under anything. And moving through before I eventually remember how Ash acts, and moving to the back, expecting her to be like sitting on the bags, kind of like how I did earlier in the day or yesterday, and then seeing that she's not there. I want to see if I'm smart enough to look on top. So
Roll me. I need two things. I need a perception check, and then I need a Constitution saving throw that you're not panicking right now. That you
Absolutely.
cannot find.
Natural 20. I'm so fucking scared. Constitution is what's that?
I'd help, but I'm not awake.
16.
I will say you are able to kind of like steady your breathing. You don't feel as panicked. You know there couldn't be a chance Ash isn't here. As you kind of like steady it and kind of like take some deep breaths, you do look around enough. You do peek your head out of like the little opening that separates the front from the caravan that you're in. As you poke through, you do see Ash kind of cross-legged, crisscross applesauce, looking like directly forward as the caravan is kind of moving in a northern direction.
I'm seeing that it's just this deep exhale.
Morning, sleepyhead.
Morning. I'll be right up. And because I realize that I still have like the eared and bloody shirt on. So I'm going to no, because the shirts were just stuff I threw on the bed. Everything else, yeah. So I'm just gonna go over and take off that shirt and begin putting and buttoning the new one on. A new one. And then after that's done, I will be heading up to greet the morning with Ash.
Foxmoth, at the same time, you jut awake, like, as he's already kind of gone ahead in his moment. You don't... I will say one thing to be completely clear. You, like, I know a lot of things have happened. The dream felt like a dream to you. You don't necessarily feel like that was reality. As you wake up, kind of that dream state of like, is this real? Where am I at? Like you pop open and you don't necessarily know exactly what you're feeling right now.
Yeah. If anything, she will get up awake and sit there on the bed with her knees to her chest, kind of holding and just sitting there in just this melancholy state. Not really saying anything, not really doing anything, just kind of sitting there with her tail just wrapped around her legs.
See? Does anybody else want to do anything while the caravan is moving?
I would have offered. What's his name again? I literally just forgot.
Argyle?
Argyle. I would have offered Argyle a sleep if he wanted it. Seeing as he let me ride with the frog earlier, he might have calmed down a bit, seeing as we're not in immediate danger. But whether he took that offer, I'm not sure.
He, like, you offer that to him. He looks over at you and goes, like, he's like kind of like, you know, when somebody's like almost passing out from as tired as they could be, like, he's like, tell you right now, like, nobody can pilot the thing that I've. As he's like slowly passing out, and he goes, I never did get reins over as somebody that's whatever, and he like almost like hands them to you like willingly, but almost with like a little bit of reserve as he kind of passes over these reins that connect this massive clockwork toad.
I don't pull the reins out of his hands. I like, because all you need to be doing is holding it. So I'm holding it so he can at least still be holding it too. And I let him just fall asleep as he's holding onto the reins.
As you take it, like it's almost like the passing of the torch as he goes to hand it to you, and he slowly starts like falling asleep as he hands it to you. He does have
I like tuck him in a spot so that he's like not gonna slide off or anything like that. But yeah, make sure he's all
he
safe.
starts passing out next to you as he like lays his head next to you. He doesn't like lay it on your lap or anything, but he lays it like almost like in adjacent as his head is like next to your like leg. He you do hear him like go to sleep, and he goes, "I'm sorry," and that's as he like passes out. It's the last thing you hear as he starts snoring like next to you.
How deeply
Poor
snoring?
guy.
Huh?
How deeply snoring?
The entire
He-
caravan rocks.
Is snoring pretty like it's like, and then it just goes, and it starts getting like louder and louder. Like he does have like a little bit of a congestion as it just starts like piling up. But he does seem to like just pass out. Like the wounds he sustained during battle and where he's at right now, he is pretty conked out. He's mumbling a lot in his sleep. There's a lot of things he's saying, but they're like incoherent, and it just doesn't really make too much sense.
Cool. I don't do anything tonight.
Mm.
Earn his trust.
Wow. In the morning when I'm swinging, when I'm going out to Ash after I've changed clothes, I'm kind of swinging up onto the top of the caravan, seeing her actually driving. Well, it seemed like you had quite the busy night.
Shh, 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 shh. He's still sleeping. And I like pat on the head for a second and then get back to
Quite the night indeed.
Yeah, I let him rest so then we don't have to worry about driving later.
All right. Just do as I said, and unless if Ash has anything else to tell me, I'll greet the morning with her on top of the caravan.
Yeah, I slow down the toad so then we're not like moving super fast because I don't 100% know where we're going, except for like maybe a point of where he showed me before he passed out, not sure. But yeah, so I take it a bit of a slower pace so we get a bit slower to wherever we're going before he wakes up.
It does start moving its arms and like in a slower pace as like the clockwork on each side of the toad starts slowly like coming to like maybe like not a crawl but like a slow jog.
Nice.
Almost like a walk.
Slow jog, almost like a walk.
Almost like a walk. It's like a walk.
You could call it a walk.
It's like a walk.
It's like
I will probably start getting up after my long rest, and Doll is going to stretch to her full height and like perfect posture, and then like crouch down again. And she's gonna make the bed so like on the sheets where she was laying is like a perfect outline of where she was sleeping, like on her side, and it's just like mold spores with a little bit of like ichor staining the sheet and the mattress because some body part is leaking, some rotty. And then she's gonna like meticulously tuck in the sheets and just make sure the bed looks amazing. And then she's gonna probably poke around a little bit, see what's all in the caravan and secret doors, cupboards, things like that.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Absolutely. Is this first roll of the night?
it is.
It is. Great. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was cocked. Same number. You said investigation?
Mhm.
9. Or 11. It was a
Oh.
9.
11. I love it. As Doll, like, you're kind of like stumbling around as you get to like the left bar. There was a moment where there was like an apron that was kind of debated. And Argyle kind of pulled it away earlier when you guys were like getting in disguise. That apron was kind of like jammed up in the little bar area, like underneath kind of where like all the cups would be. As you do investigate, you do like see where he like jammed that apron back to kind of like hide it from the rest of you guys while you were disguising yourselves. As you like see it, you do. I mean, you pull it right back out. Argyle's nowhere nearby. It does have like a thick layer of dust on it, and it seems like a very old leather, like it's been around for a while.
And I sniff it.
You sniff it, and it smells like, you ever been in like an antique store and like smell
Yeah.
that like
Musty.
mothball? Yeah, that like musty smell.
Yeah.
It hits you immediately. It's been in storage.
Smells like me.
You do. You feel like at home with this beautiful smell.
What this gorgeous fragrance. So enticing.
It's older, for sure.
Does it have any pockets?
Yeah, I would say it has like one pocket in the front that you don't know what's in it, but there is like a big pocket.
Can I?
It's an
Can I check?
apron?
It is an apron.
Okay. Just want to make sure I have my notes right.
Can I
Yeah,
check the pocket?
easy enough.
For the note of what accidentally kills Doll.
Yeah.
Doll,
Bold information.
you reach into that front pocket, and as you pull it out, like the only things you feel inside are like toothpicks.
Teeth.
Toothpicks.
Oh.
Like little wooden toothpicks. There's
Not
nothing-
teeth.
Not teeth. There's no teeth. You don't feel any teeth in there
They could be
specifically
teeth.
yet. I mean, you know,
Keep checking.
Just like
Yeah.
toothpick.
Keep rolling until you find teeth.
Okay, I'm gonna take out like 3 toothpicks from the apron pocket.
You take out 3. There's still like a little remaining bundle in there.
Okay. I'll just put them somewhere in my rags. Safekeeping. And then I'll bunch it back up like I found it and stick it back in the bar.
You can add 3 toothpicks to your inventory, and then absolutely you put that little apron back underneath. And yeah, easy enough.
That's how you win D&D, stealing toothpicks.
That checks out.
No successful heist so far.
In my inventory, I still have dragon parts from our pre-games.
Oh no.
We did do a
It's
pregame
great.
where they did get a lot of cool
did.
stuff from it.
Ah.
This is how they find out.
Welcome.
Hey, I have all this in my backpack. Oh, cool.
What's all this?
Oh,
I
it's
don't
all good.
bet.
Okay. All right, and that's all I find in the little
Is-
caravan.
That's all you find.
Okay. Haven't found Argyle's room yet, so I guess he just sleeps outside.
He does. There is no defined. You haven't seen a defined room from him. You more see him you can make the assumption that he probably sleeps on his bench. There isn't a bed for him. The bars are on like the left and right side. They do fold out and turn into like the full bar when you guys settle for the camp. But there is no definable spot where Argyle makes his like little nesting spot.
That's kind of sad.
You
He
think
needs at least like a pillow out there. Sorry, go ahead.
You think he'd at least just hire 3 people instead and then use one of the beds for himself?
Math is not Argyle's thing. He thinks he's gonna get stabbed like all the time from anybody laying in those beds. So this is
Doesn't work.
he's
Definitely not a
outside.
fear that Foxmoth gave him.
So did we get a long rest? Can I mark that now, please?
You can mark a long rest.
Thank
Whoa.
As for Dante and Foxmoth, you would have got a long rest. Please mark a short rest in place of your long rest.
I think I get everything
You
back
did
on
not.
a short rest, baby.
You got disturbed sleep. You didn't get your full 8 hours. So
Mine might be a little funky because I redid my whole character and put it on the sheet, so I might not have the most accurate short rest ever.
that's okay. As accurate as you can be. I will not hold you
Okay.
against it. But the two of you did, because your sleep was disturbed, you both get a short rest. I will say, Ash, as you are like steering the reins, you do notice that Argyle is like tossing and turning in his sleep. Like he is like trying to kind of like regain himself, but he seems to be like mumbling a lot harder. Like it's starting to become like a little bit more coherent. But he is like turning in his sleep, and he is sweating like profusely.
I've forgotten what sleep's like really, so I assume this is normal. I'll do an intelligence check to see if I think that this is how people sleep.
Absolutely.
A 3.
A 3.
So this is how I think people sleep.
You have never slept in your life.
No.
Argyle's a weird guy.
No.
He honestly, this is probably what he does. Like he sleeps hard, like he plays hard. You know.
So
You don't know.
instead, I'm going to just pay attention to what he's saying.
Easy. You get a couple words. Like you hear like, "Pa," like, "I'm sorry, Dad," and then you also hear "I will never forgive you," and like, those are the little pieces that you hear. And that's it. That's all you hear from. Like he keeps like repeating those lines.
Okay. Easy peasy. I leave it be and I continue to steer the toads. Toada? Is it just one?
It is one toad that is like
Just
hopping forward slowly at this point, with its arms moving very slow.
Nice. I wake up him after he's had a long rest.
8 hours later.
Yes.
Ooh, my turn. Sorry, that sounded a bit.
It is your turn. What you want?
Yes. So, I have this thing that I seem to have suddenly lost. A homunculus servant that I have not used yet, but I'm going to now. So along parts of Foxmoth's armor are kind of like these bright blue lined accents that go along with her armor. She's gonna take one of them and pull on it. So it kind of looks like a string is coming off, but it's actually gonna turn into basically a snake companion. And she's gonna have it kind of wrap around her neck, kind of like as a... In her mind, it's kind of like a safety blanket, almost like a stuffed animal, kind of a comfort, that she's gonna have this snake kind of draping across her shoulders.
You have the snake as it kind of like wraps around, and you hear like as it kind of like slowly makes its way down like your side. Absolutely. It kind of gives you like a little, like, you lock eyes with it for a second, it gives you like a little nod, and then it starts like playing with like a piece of fabric on your shirt as it's like kind of gnawing at it almost.
Oh yeah.
Seems focused.
Perfect. That's it. She's still gonna just sit there on the bed, just kind of waiting for something to happen.
Was there anything else you guys want to do in that period? I will say a couple hours go by. Ash, as you are waiting for Argyle, he does kind of like, oh, I, um, uh, what happened? Yeah.
I continued to follow the path, and then I slowed them down a little bit so we don't accidentally get too far ahead. The directions you gave me last night were basic at best.
I did what I could. Yeah, that's fine. Can you, not gonna ask too many things. Can you give me the reins back?
I hand them over immediately. There's no question.
He's still very groggy as he like kind of like wipes his eyes to kind of like wake up a bit. He takes the reins. He goes, I guess I should thank you.
You don't have to. Don't even worry about it. It looks like it's gonna make you sick.
We'll be honest, it would hurt a lot. So I'm gonna.
No stress, no stress.
That sounds about okay to me. He gives like a nod, as he's still kind of like shaking off the injuries. Well, that's fine. If you want to go back with your sibling and your friends, I can keep an eye on the road until we get to where we need to go.
Awesome. You let us know when we're getting close.
Yeah, we still got a couple hours ride, but
A couple hours is not far. Easy. And Ash will pretty much just haul herself up and out of the seats and onto the roof, and then back down through the back.
you rejoin the rest. Boxmoth, yes.
I lied. There is something I would like to do. I forgot to do my infusing for my enchanted weapon and my armor, so I want to activate those.
Absolutely. I will say easy enough as you take that time and start. I will say right after you woke up from the nightmare, you start kind of doing that. You start infusing and getting everything ready for the next day. Really good use of your time as you start prepping. As the caravan keeps going, you all feel as it starts like kind of slowing down at some point. Like you feel as like the thing pulling it starts getting a little bit slower and slower as it kind of starts coming to a crawl and then a stop as you feel the caravan like stop. Argyle kind of like peeks his head into where you guys are at and goes, it's been a journey on the poor thing, so y'all gotta give me at least an hour or two to get her all greased back up and ready to roll. We should be safe. I mean, we're in the middle of a path that I don't think anybody's walked in a very long time, hopefully. At least 11 months. So.
Shall we do breakfast?
Sure. I might do like a little quick perimeter check just to be sure. But unless you need my help getting breakfast ready.
No, I can do
We
it.
will-
I can.
We'll let you know if we need some sort of mushroom, I suppose.
Cool. I'll be back. Don't worry if I'm not back in like 30 minutes. I'm just really slow. Bye! And I just start hobbling off into the woods or whatever environment is around us. What is around us? Like woodsy or like...
Right now, it's like... Oh, doll, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I have to perceive what kind of environment we're currently in.
I don't like
I rolled a natural D20 plus, you said perception. 24.
I thought we were gonna say like a natural 4 or something.
I rolled a natural 4.
Like, it's natural. Uh, Doll, you see this luscious greenery. And normally you would pride yourself and be like stoked. These are actually familiar forests to you. Like you don't know the name, and it hasn't exactly been named, but you do recognize like you've been in this area before. As you kind of take a look around at these like beautiful oaks and these like fantastic maples that are like kind of like sprouting all over the place, you feel that sense of planar shift that you've seen kind of like throughout the like kind of in the skyline as you guys left the Cerulean Keep, as you've seen like in other areas. With a natural 20, you do feel as if some of these trees are starting to die. Like the planar shift that kind of taken place in the area that you're in is starting to kill a lot of the greenery around and is starting to slowly corrupt the landscape. You feel as like there's like a foreign, almost invasion of like another plant life that is starting to make these trees kind of like go limp or start like hollowing out. Um, you don't know exactly what to do or how to stop it, but it is, you can tell the same like feel that you had once, maybe like a year or two ago, is nowhere near what you're feeling right now. It feels like somebody on life support. You can tell things are not going okay for the forest.
And I look around and try to find the biggest, oldest tree around me, in whatever state it's in, diseased or healthy.
Yeah, do me an investigation check. Or a nature check. I'll let you do either.
Okay. Let's see here. 17.
17. There is one massive oak tree, or like a willow tree that's kind of just hanging down, and like you see all these roots kind of like, you see as like these big branches are kind of just like moving in the breeze slowly. As you kind of get a little closer to it, you do realize like this is probably the oldest tree within the area. Um, Even so, like as you kind of get a little closer, you look at the tree and you see these very, very thin veins of like fluorescent pink, almost kind of like going through that. Again, just seems foreign. The tree itself seems like it is not in the best shape. It is like there's a pile of leaves like roughly around your feet, that are right around the willow tree, that seems like it's starting to shed off the branches and the leaves. Um, it it looks like it's perishing. You don't know at what rate, but this tree looks very old. Like this tree looks like it has survived for, God only knows. I mean, it may be a century, maybe 2 centuries. It's hard to tell at this point.
Is it like fully dead?
It is not fully dead. No.
Okay. I want to do a couple of trees. Thanks, not trees. Oh my gosh. So I walk up to it and I like push a little strand of like very thin, gross, greasy gray hair behind my ear, and I'm like, weeping willow. And I go up to it and I'm just kind of looking at it and observing it, and I'm gonna try something. I put my hands on it and I cast Greater Restoration, wondering if that does anything to it.
Give me just a moment, and I will tell you. One
It
extra.
probably doesn't, but just trying it.
I will say, as you cast Greater Restoration, it. Nah, I'm gonna bend the words of the spell a little bit. You like put this energy into the willow, and it does seem to like kind of like not straighten up, but it does seem to kind of like move a little bit in more of a healthier flow. You see as like the branches seem to kind of like get a little bit more green to their leaves, and you see as like the willow kind of like seems less as like hanging down and slooping, and more of like kind of like at a slight sloop. It kind of like realigns itself almost. You do like have this moment where you do cast that. It does kind of like realign itself, and then you see like a surge of the little like thin pink lines running through it, and it like kind of sloops about halfway back to where it was at. Something is making plant life here very unsustainable.
Almost like sucking the life out of it.
Yeah.
It's just like draining. That's so sad. Okay. That makes me sad. And I take a moment, just kind of grieve it. Then I pat it again. And I start walking away. But as I'm walking away, I would like to see if I can see any animals.
Do me a nature check.
Okay. Try to scan. 15.
You see one chipmunk that's like, and kind of like looks at you and like looks like real concentrated on what you're doing. As you kind of like lock eyes with it, it like peeks his head like back behind the tree, and you hear like, and it's kind of just like waiting to see what you do. It's not like moving, it's not coming down. It's sitting on a branch on one of the dying trees, kind of just sitting above you, maybe a couple feet above.
Does it look healthy enough?
It does look. It actually, out of the entire forest, like forestry that you've seen so far, it looks like the healthiest thing you've seen in this forest.
Oh, okay. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna try to make eye contact with it, or like narrow in on where it is and cast Speak with Animals.
Interesting. I love it. As it's sitting on this branch, it looks at you. I need. I don't need it. I need an intimidation check, but like at disadvantage, at advantage, because you're not trying to intimidate this thing. It's just like you are massive in scope, and this thing is horrified of like what you are just kind of stomping around right now. It's a tiny chipmunk.
But if I stand still, I look like one of the trees, kind of.
Absolutely. This is why
like
you're getting like you're like
stump.
advantage at this. Like it is.
Okay.
You're good. It's just.
You mean disadvantage?
Okay.
Advantage because you're technically rolling against it, so I'm gonna give you like a bump up. It is not like super scared of you. Like it's scared, but you have a chance to kind of like calm it and pull it. Advantage.
Okay.
It makes sense. We're getting there. Advantage.
Natural 20 for 18. I have a -2.
You see as this chipmunk kind of like hello? Are you what are you doing here? Hello?
Oh my gosh. I'm Doll. I am just exploring and loving your forest here and trying to bring some like love back into it. Why are you so scared?
Love hasn't been here in a while. We're not. I'm the only one left. Are you here to stay?
Only one left? Okay, you're gonna have to tell me how that happened. But I am just passing through. I'd hate to leave you here all by yourself. Okay, tell me everything. Why are you the only one left?
I don't know. Everybody got sick, and my mommy and my daddy, they just went. I I had a couple brothers, and um they're gone. It's just me, and I'm hoping that maybe there was a mistake, or maybe nature life didn't work out the way that it was supposed to, and maybe something would come back. I don't know. I'm holding down, maybe with the idea that that it was a fluke, and maybe the gods that bless us would hopefully understand they made a mistake, and they would bring it back. Mm,
Wow.
because they couldn't be gone permanently. Um, sorry.
Oh, no, don't apologize ever about anything. I am thoroughly impressed at your knowledge of just like the universe and the gods. You're gonna have to tell me where you learned about that. But that breaks my little heart hearing that you're the only one left. Um, I don't want to leave you here, but can I extend the invitation for you to come and hang out with me and my friends, and maybe we can find you like a better home and some little nuts and just make your life happy and full of love again?
I've been saving all of the nuts and food and everything for when my mommy and daddy will probably return. So I think I don't want to leave because they might not find me if I end up leaving, and if I leave and they return and they don't see me, they'll probably be devastated, and I don't want to do that to them. They would be I don't feel like it would be okay. Uh but no, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend you.
No, no, not at all. I totally get it. I'm just a little confusey here. Um, do you have you seen things come back from the dead before?
Um, well, death is a concept that I don't fully understand. I mean, I know we've like I like my brother I mean, he died according to my parents, and like I kept seeing him in the woods, and he would bring out family food and stuff, and it would, it I don't think I think death is a concept that maybe the grown-ups don't understand very well. Um I'm not sure.
I'm a big fan of how like life and death is like playing out here. Don't get me wrong. But did you say, just a clarifying question here, did you say that your brother died, but he's still around bringing you and your parents food?
Yeah, well, he died, and my parents were like, hey, April, it's fine. You like, it's okay. This happens, and I did the thing that they wanted me to accept, and that was fine. And then I went out scavenging because we all had to bring in our own food. And I went out, and where we buried my brother, there was a hole in the ground where he was, and when I came back with the food, about halfway back to my parents, there was my brother standing there. He had bright pink eyes, and he explained to me that if I followed him, I could get all the food I needed, and he did. I followed him back, and there was a plentiful bounty of food, and it just as like tears like run down, like you see the tears mat her fur almost as she starts like kind of like tearing up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I maybe this isn't your problem. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bother you with the things that plagued my everyday. Um, uh, I I'm sorry. I'm I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
stop apologizing. You need some more self-love here. You are worthy of being heard. And I am here to hear all of your problems. So don't even worry about it. Okay, so you went with your brother who had passed, and he showed you food. Did you leave the forest at all, or did things look different when you went with him?
I mean, the place he took me looked a lot more mangled. The place I went was um hollow in turn. Like it just the trees were dead and the grass was black. It was north, and I followed him and I gathered food. As I took the food from him, he said anytime I wanted to come back here, I could, and I did. I took as much food as I could, and I brought it back to my family. And then, um, wait a minute. Then they died. Then they died the next day. Then they passed away. Did I do this?
Have you been eating this food?
No, I didn't want to eat any of the food because it was for my family, because I couldn't we were everything was, the seasons have been harsh, but
How long ago was that?
it was a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. And you haven't eaten any of that food?
I haven't eaten anything in a couple weeks.
What are you chewing on right now?
Roll me an investigation. Roll me a perception check.
He's eating. Oh, he was the healthiest one. He's eating something.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
Yeah. 18.
18. As she speaks up, she goes, I set aside stuff for myself that wasn't that wouldn't take away from the family's hoard. And she goes, nothing, just like flowers and stuff like that. And she goes, see? And then as the chipmunk extends her hand out, she holds out what she thinks is flowers to you. You see what seems to be like a chipped skull and like a little meat hanging off the side of it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
We got fun and games.
Okay. Looking at her eyes. She's the healthiest thing here. Little April, the chipmunk. And okay.
I want to hear a gunshot.
What other than healthy, what else am I picking up from her? Anything abnormal?
Roll, if you want to roll an Arcana check, or if you want to roll a nature.
Ooh.
If you want to roll a nature check, you can too. Either one.
Okay. Ooh, 11.
Arcana or nature?
Nature.
Nature, really interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say you don't know exactly what's happening, but it does match a lot of the symptoms. Going back to your days at like the at a place that you studied a long time ago, and the place that you inhabited, you do know like there was a lot of tomes about like different diseases, different like different
conditions and
yes,
viruses and yeah. Okay.
You do know that there was like one specifically that they talk about, like it was kind of like a plague. It was a very rare plague that happened. If the conditions were met, and if these conditions were met, it was, I don't want to say a sign of the end times, but it was more of like a caution, red flag, like this is, you need to check in with your group to make sure everything is okay. If these conditions are present in creatures.
Okay. So it's like a there's a special word for it, but it's like an ecosystem health meter.
Yeah.
Like they have different gauges
Best way to
Yeah.
put it, absolutely. Like, you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
and like, you know that there's certain things that could affect the ecosystem that would be
Sure.
off. But you know that the, like, specifically the hue of pink that's coming from, like, them right now, and like the same thing you're seeing in the trees, the same thing that you're seeing in nature. These are all big red flags to you. These are things that are like, something is not right. Like, nature is conforming to something different, and I need to get back to my group to figure out what the reset is, what we need to do, what the plan is.
Okay, so in the tomes that I was reading, and maybe this is like the answer is going back and meeting with the group, but in that tome, did I read anything about how to treat this, what to do in that situation if coming across something like this?
What's your nature check? What's your bonus to nature right now?
It's +6.
I'm gonna need a DC 25 for you to understand what is needed, and what inkling that you may need to be able to treat this, and what is causing this.
Okay. Okay, need a 19.
Good luck.
That's 16.
A 16.
Okay.
I will give you
Okay.
one thing. It is not natural. It you've already kind of understood the planes that have, like, merged and everything. You've understood, like, the planes have brought a lot of different creatures, a lot of different, like, maybe like diseases, animals. Like, there's a lot of things it has brought. This plague, however, is something that already has existed in your material plane. This is something
Okay.
that you know results from a failure of something in your ecosystem. This is something that, whether the planes merged or not, would have happened either way. But you don't know the cause. You know that the treatment is only something that can be derived from the place that you have read these tomes from. You know that the only way to start fixing this is from home base, is the best way I'm going to put it without being too on the nose.
Sure. Okay, that sounds great. Oh, I'm trying to gauge how much of a threat this thing is.
The April the Chipmunk, or the entire
Yeah,
Pink
yeah.
Plague? April the Chipmunk kind of looks like a lone desolate chipmunk. It looks like, truthfully, it looks like, if left unattended, they'll probably run themselves out in a sad nature without going too deep.
Okay.
It's a warlock who's completed their pact.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Are you going away too?
I'm afraid I have to.
Okay.
Sounds like your brother is coming back.
No, I haven't seen him in weeks. No, that's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take your time.
No.
Good luck.
You didn't take my time at all. I hope you find some peace. And I cast Blight on it.
Yes!
To kill
Yes!
it.
Oh! Absolutely.
Blow it up!
Roll attack and damage. That's insane.
Put it
I
in the
love it.
arcane microwave.
Wow.
Okay, hold up.
Update my notes there.
Trigger warning for everybody at home. Things are bleak.
Trigger warning, y'all did the right thing that was responsible.
And I want to describe how I do it too.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's a con 16 saving throw for half damage on that. My spell attack was 21. Was that it?
I have a very strong feeling that all of these are gonna hit without a problem, but I'm just gonna roll just in case. Yep. Constitution, they fail that, and your spell attack hits without an issue.
Okay. It's like okay. For half of that, I can roll the full thing, but I don't think it has this many hit points. But for half of it, it was 21 hit points. 21 damage.
I will safely say this chipmunk is not alive, but please describe however you would like to put it out.
Okay. So as I say, I hope you find peace. I hold out my hands like this, and gray smoke comes out of my hands and kind of slowly wraps around it. And it slowly just disintegrates and blows away.
It does disintegrate, as the last thing you hear is, maybe I'll see my mom again. As it goes, as you see the dust kind of
Ranked.
dissipate into the wind.
And then his
Equal
tiny
heartbreak.
soul gets sucked to hell.
The terrible thing.
This just
That
keeps
was
getting worse. Just
Mephisto.
keeps getting worse and worse.
They're gonna be an imp.
Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Okay. Again, kind of like with the tree, I take a moment to kind of grieve and mourn it and give thanks for its life and contribution to this environment. After I do that, I'm gonna druid craft a little flower underneath the tree. It's this cute little blue and white flower.
I
Like
love it.
a pinwheel petunia.
You
And
you see is this little blue and you said blue and yellow?
blue and white.
Blue and white, I'm sorry. This little blue and white flower just like appears under the tree. It does seem to stand on its own. Like it's not affected by a lot of the plague that seems to haunt the forest at the moment. And it kind of just like pokes its head in the light. Say okay.
With that, I'll continue making my rounds and then head back to the caravan.
Easy enough. Doll, while you do that, the rest of you, what do you do as the caravan stops? You are doing breakfast and as the such, but the caravan is yours to explore right now. It is completely yours.
I'll be totally honest. My brain is still stuck with the squirrel.
You killed her.
Chipmunk.
Sorry,
She'll never recover.
chipmunk. Basically, yeah. Foxmouth is still uncharacteristically quiet, but is still like being helpful, trying to make things and help out around the kitchen, making food.
For the kitchen, are you just like making stuff in the bar right now?
Probably, yeah.
Easy enough.
I don't. How long does it take to unpack and pack up the caravan?
It's not long. Like you could pop the sides open. Probably take you like 10 minutes, maybe. It's pretty easily accessible.
Cool. Perfect. As long as it's not like an hour setup, because it would be.
That would be annoying.
It's a whole hour, y'all. Go ahead.
I'll help pop out stuff, but as soon as cooking happens, I'm just gonna kind of do stretches, do a walk around of the road where we've parked. Not as far as Doll, I'm just kind of seeing what our sightlines are, but for some reason this morning, I don't feel like giving anyone any grief.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We make porridge with berries. It's what I feel like making. It's what I'll make.
Foxmouth will be like washing the berries like one by one and like getting them all ready.
I will say easy enough as you put together like The dish that you're trying. It's perfect for the road that you're on. Like with everybody right now. Like everybody wants a warm hot meal, and this is perfect as you like put it together. Uh, there is
Yeah.
enough for everybody.
The day after a battle is always the hardest thing.
It's like a crushed peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like after you get done swimming, like it is. You're all very excited to get something.
Yeah.
And this is it, as it's kind of put in front of you, as the bar kind of takes place in terms of like, this is like an empty kitchen area for you guys to kind of set up and just enjoy yourselves for the moment.
don't think we
I
have
yell
much to
out
talk
into the
about.
forest that breakfast is ready to dole, just so then they know that it's ready.
Do we know if Zol eats?
I wouldn't want to presume, so until told otherwise, everyone eats.
This would be interesting to see if Dol eats and how that works. Because they're technically dead?
I don't.
Dole's not dead.
I mean, look a little closer at their body. They're a little dead.
A little dead does not necessarily mean that they're all dead, but if there was someone to single out for not needing as much food as the rest of us, probably. However, just because even if she doesn't need to eat food doesn't mean that she doesn't like eating food.
That is good point. And Foxmoth just agreed with Dante.
Mm.
I like
This already. Damn.
I like look between the two, and in my head I'm just like, sweethearts.
Oh,
Hand out
Brilliant.
breakfast to everyone, including Argyle.
It
Brilliant.
takes it.
I will make my way back into the camp. Sorry, but give Arca a scene. It's okay.
Nope, he took the food. He gives a nod, and he goes back to where he was sitting. He seems a little perturbed right now. He doesn't seem super stoked, but he does take the
Any further
breakfast.
thoughts?
It was a rough night. That's it.
Nightmares?
How do you know?
You were tossing and turning a little bit. I thought I'd ask.
Yeah. Couple bad dreams, but nothing good old Argyle can't handle.
Well, if they persist and you want someone to do something about it, let me know. I might be able to offer some help, at least temporarily.
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh, I rolled 2 11s, so that's 19.
Damn!
Nice.
dang, okay.
He looks at you like
I'm sweet as a button.
True.
He looks at you for a second and he goes, I don't. You know what?
What did we talk about yesterday? I said no is a complete sentence and you don't have to please anybody.
He like laughs and like he like tries to like hurry up and like stall the face and he goes, makes me mad
Gotcha.
because I want to not like. It's easier to not like your brother, but whatever. That's fine. Yeah, I'm having nightmares. I've never had anything this bad before. I'll be honest, I don't know what to do about it. And
Well,
I don't
let
want
me
to.
do some.
Yeah.
No, you finish. Sorry.
I don't. That's it. I don't know if I don't know if it's something that I wouldn't ask for your help if I didn't need it, especially with you being you. But do if I could ask for your help, I would be very much appreciative.
Let me look into it, and tonight before bed, let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And he gives like a nod, and he kind of like he almost looks flustered, and he kind of goes, "Thanks." And he kind of makes his way back to the front of like the caravan, and just starts like working on his big clockwork frog.
I like saunter over to Foxmoth, and like as I walk past, I like whisper, yell at the same time, like, he's gonna be a bestseller. And I'm like writing notes in my book about the very handsome Argyle. Enemies to lovers.
With a shadowed past and
And a secret disdain for his father.
some attractive trauma.
Oh my gosh.
He's
Short,
having
dark, and
nightmares.
handsome. Yeah.
Short, dark, and handsome.
I'm gonna fix him.
Oh, please, God.
If you say that out loud, Foxmouth is gonna kind of be like, oh.
I don't. None of that was. All of that was just jokes. The only thing I say was, he's gonna sell books, and that's it.
Perfect. Was there anything else you guys wanted to do during this time?
I will come back into the camp, sounding like a zombie. Not moaning, but, you know, I don't sound the most attractive stepping in, crunching leaves really clumsily and stuff.
Immediately,
I'll make my way
Foxmouth
in
is
with
gonna ask,
caravan.
Doll, do you eat food?
Yes. Yes.
Oh no, that sounds
Let's
wonderfully
go.
complicated.
Listen,
Scroll.
Can you tell me
Of course
more?
I eat food. Sure. And Billy, this is ad hoc. I'm gonna ask for kind of a favor here and
Yeah.
see if I can get your DM permission.
I love it.
There's
Yes.
a spell. It's a first level spell called Absorb Elements, and it's meant to be used in combat. But I'm wondering if I can maybe like tweak it a little bit to make it work for Doll in a passive nature, like so that she can kind of absorb nutrients where she finds them, like maybe photosynthesize and pull nutrients from food she eats just to like sustain this body that she has.
I will say yes, but with the regards of like you don't take the full food, like you're just taking like the pieces
Sure.
that will help your body. So like you're just if there's like a sandwich, like you might take the nutrients out of the sandwich, but like the sandwich may still be there in like a 70% capacity. So somebody might just see you like Teletubbies vacuum this fucking thing, and and, like the nutrients are gonna come in, and it might still just kind of be there, but like it's kind of drained of the things that would keep you like
Okay.
good. But
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
I could also just eat fermenting and rotten food, if you would prefer.
I am leaving this up to you. I love both of these ideas. They are both things that you are able to do.
Okay. If I can, I'll pull in all of my options. Just like, because I'm never at 100%. Like, Doll is never okay. You know, she's kind of always falling apart at the stitches. So, yeah. Okay. Yes, girl. Of course I eat. What a weird question. It smells good in there. I can't really smell anything. What does it smell like? Ooh.
Berries and kindness.
My favorite two things. I love it. Let's go. Here for the vibes. And I just go and walk into the caravan and
Here's yours.
sit down somewhere. Or, yeah.
Foxmouth like slides over a bowl of this porridge and berries.
Okay. Sorry, Billy, were you gonna say something?
No, I'm waiting to see what you guys do.
Oh.
You got a bowl full of porridge in front of you.
I just want to like basically like testing the waters here, like. Seeing what Toll's gonna do. You said you eat.
I have a weird thing. I didn't even think about this until now, but I have a weird thing that I kind of want to try and see if it'll work.
I love it.
Okay.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Okay. Oh my gosh! What is that bird over there? And I'm gonna point away.
Alright, what kind
All
of role
for it.
do I need to contest here?
Insight.
You're gonna fucking do the bird thing? I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
dying.
I love this. I can't wait to
I-
roll.
You fucking do.
I failed epically with a 6.
Oh!
Well, what was your
This is
persuasion
perfect.
first, or your deception?
Yeah, I
that's
need
true.
deception
Yes.
versus.
I got a 14 insight.
I got
an
so
18.
excited.
That's deception versus persuasion, which I assume you have a 6.
Oh, versus
Oh,
our
well, I
persuasion?
rolled. I
No,
rolled
versus our
insight.
Insight. I'm sorry, Jesus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rolled a
I was
10.
like, my persuasion's better.
So so Dante and Ash don't look.
The fox much just goes,
And as she does that, I'm gonna dump the bowl of
Bird!
porridge onto the floor.
I'm not saying a damn
I'm gonna
thing.
Dump it onto the floor. And then really quickly, as fast as Doll's joints can move, I'm gonna scoop it off of the floor and just shovel it into my mouth. By then, it will have taken some soil meant it's no longer good. So it should bring some nutrients into this poor
wait,
husk
how do
that I
I
have.
make
Ash
this a
leans over
note?
to Dante. Leans over to Dante. She's just like, I must not have seasoned it to her taste.
I think you're just fine. I think she needs her own seasoning on everything. I
don't
think she
plan
loved it.
I don't plan on cooking with dirt anytime soon.
No, I don't
Foxblood
think
turns
you should.
back, just like hissing. There was no bird.
There's like porridge in the cracks of my skin. Is it like
So-
oatmeal porridge
yeah,
or like
like a full berry just up one nostril. Like
full berry? One of them's partly smashed on my face. There's some good
Did-
slime.
Did you have food fight with yourself?
That is for me to know and for you to never find out, girl. But it was delicious. Oh, thank you. Who made this?
you're welcome. I think as long as you enjoyed it.
Gosh, I'm just so impressed by your culinary skills. So, you're amazing. Just take that with you into the universe. Thank you. And I'm gonna get up and walk outside.
I will.
Holy
May I-
hells.
May I ask what just happened? There was a
You
bird
were-
outside and I missed something.
You weren't far off. She did in fact have a food fight, and I'm trying to figure out if she won or lost.
Yeah, I think that whatever happened, they needed to add some dirt to their food. That's what you missed. But either way, as long as they enjoyed it, I think.
Food
Don't
went into their gullet, that's what we know.
Doll confuses me on many levels.
Well, she ate though.
That's true, so I can mark that off my list of curiosities.
Same. And I literally pull out a book.
Right.
It's like a
Can eat.
list of questions.
Yeah.
Pink?
Well, it's
Question
like,
mark?
no, I'm fact checking my pre-written
Mm.
Beautiful.
fanfics.
Love it. Outside, I'm gonna go look for a place that I can just sit in the shade for a little bit, because I know my skin will crisp up if I sit directly in the sun. So I'm gonna go to like a lower temperature area. Just
You
chill
also,
out.
you haven't told us, right, about the forest?
No, I haven't. I
Okay.
haven't told you.
No.
No.
I assume the perimeter was fine then.
I imagine they would have told us.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything, so I'm good.
I am like really bored.
What would you like to do?
I don't know.
Maybe check Argyle, see how fast we can move. We're only a few hours away from where our destination.
And we've
That's
only
what's
got
weird.
half an hour to burn.
What?
Half an hour to burn. He said an hour for the toad to get up and going. 10 minutes to take shit down. 10 minutes to put it back up, and it didn't take that long cooking.
That's true. So maybe we just pack up and we'll be ready to get on going then, maybe.
That sounds
Yeah.
nice.
Some shit's gonna go down.
I hope so. I'm really bored.
Do
I
you
mean,
know where
hopefully
we're
it's like
going?
fine.
What's up?
What?
Do any of you guys know where we're going? I can't remember if Argyle told us or if we knew already or what.
Well,
Can I roll for that since Foxmouth is kind of similar, or kind of not similar, familiar with the area?
I'll say you're familiar enough to know like the direction you're going. I will say you can
Okay.
roll a history check for the amount of times you've been out and like kind of
The road's still the same as before,
10.
or are they repaved? Like
generally.
how weird does it feel?
You if you were Flair, you would have an idea of what
cool.
this road
Perfect.
would be.
Excellent.
That was a 10.
You know that you are like the road you're taking is going to a smaller village, called Pentagraven, and it is like it's not like nearly as big as a capital, but it is like it is a city that is kind of on the way to Tarsonvale. That is like I will say like kind of like a trade outpost still. Like it was one that you've never visited, but you know of it. It does have like taller, like smaller buildings compared to Tarsonvale, but still kind of like a small suburban city almost in its own.
Yeah.
But you have no idea. You have not visited it since the world has changed. Yeah.
All right. So Foxmouth is sitting there, kind of bored with her claw, just like drawing lines in the table, and just very boredly just says, "We're headed towards a small town, ominously called Pentagraven."
Smoke Spice, I need both of you to roll me a history check.
will do, sir.
Can do so. Dirty 20.
Ooh. 14.
I will say, Dante, you're trying to remember, and you do recognize like Pentagraven is something that you've like has been talked about, but you can't place it exactly. Like you feel like you do know the name, you know it's something that's been discussed with your family before, but not specific enough to like place what kind of place it is. As for oh, Colin, you the best. As for Ash, you do recognize it, and you do like you're starting to place what city it is. Pentagraven is a city that the Smoke Spites financed. It is one of the cities that like your family has put a lot of money into building, through the smaller businesses that have existed there. It is a place that you would, I wouldn't say be treated like royalty, but they like the name Smoke Spites are probably revered there because everybody that has built a small business there, was built on the backs of the Smoke Spites.
Wow. Ain't that interesting? What, you don't remember, Dante?
It's a place. That's about all that matters. It'll be a roof. Who the fuck cares?
That's true. I guess it doesn't matter. Just
You
keep
thinking it
going.
does matter, Ash?
Hmm?
You thinking it does matter?
No,
You're sounding
I
a
just,
little.
I remember something that's quite interesting, but if you don't care, I don't care to tell you.
Oh well, if it comes out of your mouth, I'm sure it's interesting. Lay it on me.
Well, the smoke spots built that town.
Oh. Well then, we better have a good time when we go there.
I think we definitely will. I have a lot of coin to spend.
Oh, so this is good place for us to be?
Great place for us to be, as far as I know.
Hopefully nothing's changed too much.
No. We'll find out, though.
So,
Alright.
give me 1 second.
But
As
we can...
Roll for terrorist.
no, it's okay. As you guys are right. I'm so sorry. Make sure.
Yeah.
Perfect. As you guys are sitting there, and like kind of discussing Pentagraven, you notice that that smoke spire that was coming out was coming from the area that Pentagraven would be. As you guys are like discussing it and kind of like talking amongst yourselves, you hear, and like it starts kind of like enveloping and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and boom! As like a giant fucking like poof of smoke flies out from the area that Pentagraven would be. As you see, like, it almost, like, knocks the fucking trees back, as you see, like, leaves and trees are kind of, like, shooting back with this large gust. Even the toad that's pulling your caravan kind of, like, has to reel back for a second as it, like, regains itself. You guys are hit with, like, a large gust as your caravan kind of shakes a bit, as, like, you hear Argyle go, whoa, 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 hold on there, and as, like, everything kind of, like, regains itself. You hear like a lot of screaming and yelling coming from where Pentagraven would be, and you hear like a lot of different voices. Before you get a chance to really react, that is where we're going to end tonight's episode as we pick up next week as you figure out what happens at motherfucking Pentagraven, and we do all of the great things that happen at that awesome city. In the meantime, love y'all for watching. It was a very good time, and I cannot wait until we pick up next Friday. Y'all are fantastic. Let's see what happens next week. So, hope y'all enjoy. Tune back in. Bye. Y'all great.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.